Mexico is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a land of beautiful landscapes, enormous cultural and historical wealth, world-renowned gastronomy, exceptional climate, and more than 130 million people who drive the economy of a large part of Latin America and essential sectors worldwide. The industry in Mexico recently grew 4.8% year-over-year in Q2 2021, after increasing 7.9% in Q1 in 2020. The manufacturing products growth determinants are at least four: consumption, internal investment, external investment, and net exports. The manufacturing industry has driven a large part of the country's economic recovery since it is the most crucial sector in terms of its financial contribution. It represented 16.6% of the national GDP, or gross domestic product, in Q2 of 2022 and has maintained almost constant growth since Q1 of 2020. According to the Bank of Mexico and the World Bank, in 2021, Mexico was ranked 12th in the world as an exporter and an importer. However, Mexican exports of goods and services are expected to maintain sustained growth in the coming years, according to estimates by the International Monetary Fund, or IMF. Monterrey, Mexico City, Querétaro, Guanajuato, and Guadalajara generate around 2.5 million jobs nationwide. 23% of its GDP derives from industrial projects and 12% from manufacturing activities. The impact of industrialization in Mexico has had to do with the generation of jobs, especially with the growth of productivity and wages, making more efficient use of capital and labor. Whether small, medium, or large companies, the leading industries in Mexico are the following: automotive, petrochemical, construction, cement, textile, food and beverage, mining, and tourism. In 2018, Mexico exported $363 billion in manufactured products to occupy the seventh place worldwide with a growth of 9%, according to the World Trade Statistical Review of 2019, published by the World Trade Organization, or WTO. In Latin America, exports from Mexico represented 37.9% of the total for the region in 2021, consolidating itself as the main export power. For over 20 years, the Bajío region has distinguished itself for being the area with the highest growth rate in the country, since it has grown at an annual rate of more than 5%. This average is much higher than the 4% and 3% growth rates that other regions across the country have. In line with all this growth that Mexico has achieved, several strategies are in place for the industry. One of them is the Great Bajío Corredor. The heart of Mexico connects 6 regions: the states of Guanajuato, Aguascalientes, Querétaro, San Luis Potosí, Zacatecas, and Michoacán, potential states with sustained growth for over 20 years and an excellent source for business people who come together to continue attracting business. This is considered a macro strategy that integrates a business community with the main motive of promoting the industrialization of the Bajío region as the best region in Latin America for investment and the development of projects. How is this being achieved? Through specialized training, investment seminars, and an ambitious international agenda to accelerate business. The corridor is home to powerful national and multinational companies and foreign investment, thus making the region's economic growth comparable to that of Asian powers. The previous consolidates the Bajío as one of the most economically developed areas in all of Mexico. Furthermore, the Bajío region is considered the great aeronautical cluster of Latin America, with more than 80 global companies spread over the 6 states. The fact that the area is regarded as one of the 10 regions in the world with the highest aeronautical investment makes this possible. Among the companies that stand out are Bombardier, Safran, Airbus, and GE, or General Electric. The Bajío region has also established itself as the automotive leader in Latin America, since several automakers such as Honda, Ford, Nissan, Toyota, Mazda, and BMW have assembly facilities there. This has also made the Bajío region the #1 exporter of automobiles in Latin America and #4 in the world. By operating over 100 public and private innovation, research, and development centers, it has become the Industry 4.0 leader in Latin America. Worth highlighting are the creative centers for vehicle software development, collaborative robotic training, autonomous vehicles, nanotechnology, metal mechanics, and energy. The Bajío region is a logistics center for all of Mexico, considered the third area in the world with the most logistics potential, only behind Shanghai and Dubai. The Bajío region is also a leader in the pharmaceutical industry, being the first exporter of pharmaceuticals in Latin America. In addition, the area has significant agro-industry since these regions also have agricultural, poultry, and pork production. For all this and more, the Bajío region is not only one of the most critical regions in Mexico, but also one of the most important in Latin America. Thanks to the constant growth in which Mexico finds itself, strategic projects are still underway. One of the plans that promises to be the future of the country's economy is the Interoceánico Corredor of the Isthmus of Tehuantepec, a sustainable legacy for the well-being of Mexico. Its objective is to strengthen the economic growth of the south-southeast region of the country, mainly in the states of Oaxaca and Veracruz. With an investment of more than $7 billion, it is designed to create a logistics platform between the port of Salina Cruz in the state of Oaxaca on the Pacific Ocean coast and the port of Coatzacoalcos in Veracruz on the Gulf of Mexico to compete with the Panama Canal. This corridor represents a new global trade route connecting Mexico and the world. The entire maritime infrastructure will be linked to the ports of Salina Cruz and Coatzacoalcos, covering 303 kilometers. It will have 2 high-altitude ports, railways, highways, and 3 airports, Minatitlan, Ixtepec, and Huatulco, a gas pipeline, and a fiber optic network. The corridor will allow for a constant flow of goods with enough capacity to satisfy the demand expected by this new interoceanic route, since it will be able to transport 1.4 million containers annually. In addition, crossing goods through the interoceanic corridor will only take 6 to 10 hours. For reference, the same activity through the Panama Canal today takes an additional 6 days. This project also means 8,000 kilometers less in maritime routes to Asia and the United States, representing savings of $1 million per trip. By 2050, the national gross domestic product is expected to reach 1.6%. Additionally, there are plans for future investments totaling $50 billion, and with this, the creation of over 550,000 jobs because of the industrial parks planned to be created along the route. Likewise, it will attract investments due to tax incentives, the free trade zone, customs precincts, tariff reductions, a single procedure window, and the promotion of non-inhabitable areas. 10 industrial parks will open along the corridor, so there is a financing program to support the following industrial poles: agribusiness, energy, leather and textiles, food, transportation equipment, forestry, logistics, machinery and equipment, metals, plastic, and rubber, among others. For now, $33 million of the $200 million to be invested in companies have already been granted to industrial companies. Today, the Commercial and Industrial Initiative reports 60% progress at its main work points. This project could also connect with more Mexican highways, such as those in Chiapas and Tabasco, or nearby countries such as Guatemala. The project also considers establishing a free zone to encourage investment and lower taxes on income, value added, and payroll. Economically, the isthmus seeks to become a key area for international trade. With these projects, Mexico seeks to be an essential player in the world industry and a key player in various industries' transformation, logistics, export, and manufacturing. It is time to invest in the future, and it is time to invest in Mexico.